Welcome back to our Lee Sedol versus AI series. This is Ryan again.
This is Filippo.
And today we will bring you game 3 of the series. Now, if you followed through with our previous 2 videos, right now Lee Sedol is tied with Handol at 1-1. And as you know, this is a increased stone out of 3 games. So when Lee Sedol lost the previous game, which was an even game, now in the 3rd game, Lee Sedol will take 2 stones handicap again, giving the regular Comey of 7.5 points. So without further ado, let's get right into the game.
Yeah, so we again see the 2 stones handicaps.
And the same thing again.
Yeah.
So the AI will obviously not have any
up to
motions.
here is still the same.
Exactly the same.
But last one, approached here, but for this game, another approach. So basically, I think for them, there's nothing much different between the approaches. Still this attach.
Cut. So we have this again, which actually happened in the last, in the first game.
Yeah, but I think now Lee Sedol chose the different variation.
Yeah, right. In the first game, he actually descended.
Yeah.
When white had a stone.
Yeah, I think this is more defensive and this is more aggressive in terms of, because later when you extend, he can push out, which makes it more developed.
And this weakness doesn't work immediately.
Yeah.
Because white is relatively short on limbs.
Yeah, normally we see this because there's an immediate threat of this one. And perhaps black should at least somehow defend it. Maybe jump?
Or, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't played this too much actually.
Because this is very much seen in the AI variations, but this is not commonly seen, I think. So, of course, now you cannot do something directly, right?
Right.
If we...
Then white will push down. Right.
I think it's the same. I mean, if you play here, I'll still play here. There's no way for me to get it off because you are honey. Okay. If I descend, you will still get it.
Right.
I think. Should we finish this?
Sure. Okay.
I think it's workable, right?
Yeah, so if locally black dies, then black cannot choose this variation.
I have to disconnect you.
Right, and then white can
Yeah.
push once more.
Yeah.
And then black cannot reduce any liberties here, and since black has
If
3
I extend
liberties.
this one liberty short.
Yeah.
So locally, there's nothing to do here.
It's amazing how, before all these variations were not really even played, but then since AI, they've turned these, they always start out really simple, but then all these simple joseki, they turn into all of this quarter board variations that you pretty much have to know, or else you just get destroyed.
Yeah. I mean, we eliminated 1 avalanche, but we had 100 more.
Yeah, right. Now the star point becomes in the new avalanche. Right. So Lee Sedol obviously saw that, so he didn't act upon this immediately. I think he pincered.
Yeah. So I think this stone also helps somehow.
Right. Maybe he's trying to do this later or something.
So I think,
but nevertheless,
the AI is not very satisfied about the direction of this joseki. But I think this is my first instinct. I think
might be go-to though.
Yeah.
For white.
Because this is a 2 stone handicaps, I think.
Right. So white is playing really fast, and he's trying to attack this, perhaps. So he invades here, and pincers.
And this is a really good move because it helps both sides, right?
So white will need to protect this.
Almost a must because there's immediate
invasion.
But no, this
now,
becomes also weak.
This is, I think, this is really the main part of this game that we need to worry about, right?
Yeah.
So right now, of course, this group is in danger, but if Black doesn't play here immediately, then Black will just have to run by himself.
Yeah.
So he really needs to start this fight, and this is the first major battle of this game.
Now, normally, if we see this shape, usually the first instinct is that white is trying to defend down there. But actually, in this case, because this 3 stone is so big, because there is still one weakness of black that haven't been.
And there's potential weak group as well.
Yeah, so white has to jump it out. Because white still needs black to defend back. But now...
He pushes first and then blocks. So now this is going to be... So the reason why, as Filippo mentioned, white can fight is because the corner is not really in danger yet. There's this push and cut. So it's actually very complicated, right? So black needs to extend liberties. And then now white cannot back down. White needs to benefit from every local fight. Because again, black started with 2 stones, right?
Yeah, so of course, when we see this kind of situation, no side can make any mistake.
Right. One mistake will cost you the whole game. Right. So then black needs to fix this cut, I think. And then, so he hanes and connects. And now it's up to white. So white can't just live, right?
Yeah.
Because originally this was white's area of control, and now black protected this side as well. So white descends and black blocks. So originally if white hanes, what if white hanes?
I'm also thinking about why didn't hane here? If white, of course, this is not good.
But he will probably connect.
It's probably cold.
And
of course, if white retreats, then there are too many cutting points, and you still need another step here.
So white needs to start it, but who's better in this go? So white captures. Should black do?
Is this a cold threat?
It must be.
If I dismiss. Of course, I cannot respond. Can I?
Maybe, because... That's fine. Yeah. Okay.
So this is my last cold threat.
But no, you can't.
I can't.
Because I can throw in afterwards. Huh.
Interesting.
That's interesting. So why didn't white hane then? Well, I think it's because after the attachment, black doesn't have to start the ko.
Yeah.
Black can actually play this move, or Atari first.
Yeah.
That's Sente, and then play this
move.
Move.
This is a very nice move. Yeah.
I think that's what white is afraid of. Because now if white Atari's in, black could cut. And now black can connect. And now the stone is perfect. So if white Atari's, black connects. And black has 3 liberties exactly. And that's perfect, right?
Yeah.
And as we said before, if black can live, then white is in trouble, right?
Yeah,
white can't descend because black can also cut.
Yeah.
So white would have to connect
or
do that. And then
nonetheless, you need two stones to makes the outside perfect. And then, is there something there?
Well, since I think white can descend, it's pretty much alive.
Yeah, I think it's a bit heavy.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It's hard. Well, I think black can attach and then Kosumi. That would be a lighter ko. But this move is really important because if black is alive, then the corner is just completely dead. So that's why white needs to make this
but
move.
black doesn't need to start a ko yet.
But I think you probably need to fix this shape.
If you want to attack me, then I'll start a ko.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Aggressive style. Okay, but anyhow, because this is before it was white's influence, this would be a very beneficial result.
Yeah, we can see that black gets this Hane connect in Sente, which protects this weakness, and I made a living here, and I got a Sente.
Right. So in the game, Handol saw a more aggressive, even more aggressive variation. So what in the game, white actually descended. Yeah. Right. And that forces black to block. But originally, when we looked at this game, it seems like white is actually the one that's in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Because locally, I think this is a good shape for everyone to remember. Yeah. And for locally, white can play here to extend the liberties. And then
I must play here to...
Black wants to play there to get rid of the eye, but now it's a boxy 5 in the corner.
Yeah.
And that's 8 minus 1, 7 liberties. And that's going to be way more than this.
Way more than that.
But however, black can play here and go outside, actually. After the Kosumi and connect, white has to take away the eye, but then after black blocks in Sente, there's another Tsuji here. After the Atari, black can attach. And if white jumps, black can actually push and cut. So this is all because black has that first line stone. And nothing works right now for white. Whichever way white Ataris, it will not work.
Yeah.
So it's a very cool little Tsuji again. So that also doesn't work for white immediately.
Yeah, so white needs to think.
And now, so the AI gives us the solution.
Yeah.
And in the game, he played this move. And now we have to talk about the meaning of this, right? So before we said, okay, black had that variation, but now if black blocks, white still does that boxy 5, and now these are due our eyes, so black has to go outside. But now notice that after this exchange does wonders, because now if black plays here, there's no first line stone here, and now the outside is cannot be broken out.
So we made this exchange first to prevent black from going down this side.
And there's another thing that this protects, actually. So you might ask, why doesn't white play here? Well, it's because black can attach and make a ko. And in this case, a ko is better for black because of the outside. And in a direct ko situation, black can just start the ko and just capture something on the
especially
outside.
for this way, there's no immediate liberty threat for black. Even if you dismiss the ko, anything outside can be my ko threat.
So, but this, if black does the same, white has this stone to help. So if black still attaches and Kosumi's, white can Atari, and then because of that stone, just connect back. So this is really, really cool. I think if it was me in a game, I would be super proud of myself if I saw any one of these moves, because it would really throw your opponent off. And it's really, we're at the peak of professional reading here.
I'll maybe play this move, go to the restroom, go back, see my opponent just reading.
Them. Right, so now we have this move, and at this point, I think most AIs it was looking really bad for Lee Sedol. Most AIs were I think the two-stone handicap lead was almost disappearing already.
Yeah.
I think it was at 70 or 75.
Yeah. But
it's Lee Sedol we're talking about. So he does another first line move, and I think this early in the game we have 2 first line moves in a row. That's already very rare.
Yeah, and I think this move is beyond the reading ability of most amateur players, I think. Mm-hmm. So, yes.
So what does this mean?
So my initial reaction is try to push back.
Mm-hmm. And then what would black do? Black would play here, and since white can't
play here, I'll just disconnect.
Right, and then it will be ko again, and then we said that ko didn't work for white. So if white has to connect, then black would cut white off, and it would still be ko.
Yeah.
So because if white Atari is here,
you're dead. You cannot make this exchange. You have to play this first, I think. Mm-hmm. But it's worth.
Right. So white cannot reduce immediately. So white has to make this exchange first, and that's exactly the reason. Is because if black plays here, white has to Atari first, and then connect back. So the order really matters, and then the order is a matter of life and death. Mm-hmm. So here, when white plays this move to extend liberties, Lee Sedol really surprised us once again.
Yeah.
Attach here.
Yeah.
I think when I saw this move, I thought maybe Lee Sedol was under so much pressure, but after I saw this move, I thought he was back.
Yeah.
I mean, in game 2, we thought that, well, he was under a lot of psychological pressure, he was unsure, unconfident when he was playing the AI. But this really says that he's back.
Yeah.
And this attachment is so magical, I think.
Yeah, it's beyond the reading ability of most AI persons, I think.
So white has to capture.
Yeah.
But now black can just connect back immediately. So the trick here is that black does not exchange anything here. When white plays here, black just turns immediately. And this is so interesting because if white captures, then black can double Atari. And if white captures again, then when black captures there, again, black is alive. Because now capturing here and the outside weakness are Mia.
Yeah.
So white can't actually do that. And that means black, after using this to Suji, black is alive again. Mm-hmm. And I think it's not an exaggeration to see no one saw this move except Lee Sedol. And
Handol will not repeat the story of the first game, of course.
Right. And in this game, Handol is also he found pretty much the only solution.
Yeah. So actually now black has choice.
Right.
So of course if
black blocks, which is what happened in the game, white haunted here. Mm-hmm. And this is a way to start a ko, because we should go back here and see what happens in the liberty race. So if white goes from the outside and fills with the liberty, when black descends, because of this hidden liberty, white's corner is dead. So the trick here is white wants to get this hane and sente, and normally black would need to make the eye. But after that, it will be a ko because of this exchange. Mm-hmm. But if black Ataris, white can then capture. So this is a really well-timed asking move, right? And forgive us, we're spending a lot of time on this variation because it's really the most important fight of the game. And I think we can really appreciate, at least for me, I really appreciated this whole corner reading because again, it started from a relatively simple, 3/4 and 2 space jump, and after that, after one move starting the fight, everything is just hours and hours of reading, and it's just so phenomenal how these players battle it out. So after the
So maybe
Atari.
Yeah, so this is definitely the choice Lee Sedol wants to make. Yeah.
Or I think maybe even just connect back, right? You pointed out that black can actually capture the corner.
So it's almost like we still have the code, but white use these two as a code thread. We can treat as that.
Right. And then black captures the corner.
Yeah. So the bad thing is that there is some backdoor here, and this 3 stones is completely float. But the good thing is that white didn't get this sente.
So this, the outside is
this cut is severe.
And then black gets sente. So actually, I think I prefer this over.
Yeah, I think this makes white a lot weaker.
I mean, it's what black really wanted originally, right?
Yeah.
Black wanted to settle the groups, even though these 3 got cut off, but that corner is a very nice
I think
problem.
probably later on, when I extend this will become a threat.
Yeah, potentially, after this escapes.
The white group is very heavy, actually. I think this is probably a clear way, but this cut looks so bad that prevented Lee Sedol from choosing this, I think.
Or maybe he didn't think too much, and he thought that he got the computer here. Again, like the first game. So maybe we smell a little overconfidence. This Hane, though, is very good because now black doesn't have the chance to exchange.
Yeah, but now definitely I cannot play here, right? Because this will make this sente and the liberty race will be good for white. But this is really a hard choice. So this is a more intense code, I think, and this is a slow code.
Right. But this code, white can start at any time.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is probably why Lee Sedol didn't choose this.
Yeah.
Oh, I think white wanted to capture it instead.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not so important.
So now white can start the ko at any time, and it's a direct ko.
Yeah.
So white can really just start attaching in places, or even just play regularly. So instead, black chose a harsh ko.
Yeah. And of course, now white will choose this side. And then before this, black Atari, to make the shape incomplete. And then push it.
Then white starts the ko before capturing. This is a good order of moves.
Yeah, to save 1 code thread, which is very, very important. And then
black captures. White connects first. So black is still alive, but white got this free extra ko on the side.
Yeah.
And now black pushes. White captures. And then black connects. So this marks the end of fight number 1. And all of these stones, after capturing around and all this reading.
So if we would like to do a position judgment, so this is 20 points. If we go back to the corner, actually the points of territory of white is increased, right?
Right, than before even.
Yeah.
But black didn't really gain that much, right?
Yeah, black almost gained nothing except just settle this group.
Right. But he played so many Tsujis.
Yeah.
And he still didn't gain much.
Yeah.
So maybe it was because of this push, the code thread then.
Yeah, I think the code thread is probably the only place that Lee Sedol made the mistake here. So up to here.
Oh, right. Because he only connected back.
Yeah.
Here, black didn't gain anything other than...
If we think back, this play is nonetheless the must move for white. So we don't need to disconnect this group to make this even more must.
Right.
So we'll probably need to,
So perhaps something...
Yeah, we can do something here. Actually, the AI tell us to choose this. My initial instinct is here.
But I guess, anyhow, just any 2 moves here would be pretty good for black.
So
yeah, I think this would definitely be better.
Yeah, so once again, we
White
see
still
this is
also
still a
moves
burden.
in the future, right? And now here, this is now weak. But wow, all that fighting back, and he was one move short.
Yeah.
And the AI still got a huge benefit. Oh, I wish he played here. So it seems like after this, Black still has a decent lead. Because locally, even though there was a loss, it wasn't a big loss, right? White benefited some more points here. I think that was the main.
So, of course, this is a immediate concern.
So this is a locally...
we finally see some shapes that we're
that we
familiar
understand,
with.
right? One of the few shapes that are actually played by us. So we pushed first.
Of course, with the help of this one, I think
Black
Lisa is not very satisfied with this one because we know that when we play this kind of slow shape, AI will
right.
trouble us.
Right. So he chose this large one,
Yeah,
but what cuts immediately? Now there's some.
Yeah, I think there is some
shenanigans here,
endgame thing there.
Right. Yeah. So now we have one last corner. So at this point, I wonder what Lee Sedol is thinking. I mean, this is his last game, and he did well defending here, but not as well as he hoped. He still has a lead, but he's just barely clinging on to it right now. I wonder how he feels.
I think he's at least satisfied with the process, I think, but he's definitely not happy about this result. I think he would have a feeling that he had a chance to just destroy the AI.
Right. But, yeah, and in the end, the AI still got the upper hand. But, oh
so
man, it really reminds me of...
Let's start a new complicated variation.
Right. So here you can tell he's not super happy with the game right now, because if he was, he would just, extend and play normally. Or Hane, double Hane, or something. Maybe not, but it depends. But this really reminds me of Game 4 of Lee Sedol versus AlphaGo. And when he was in that almost shivering voice, he said, I'm so happy that I won. I'll always remember that part. And in this case, maybe he thought he could have won here, but then I think he's a little disappointed, it seems.
AI says, no, I don't like the complicated thing.
So he didn't attach, right? And then Black extends. So now we have another kind of familiar variation. It used to be a Joseki.
Yeah, but usually we have these two more stones.
Right.
But it's still the same.
I guess it's the same.
Yeah, because White can only play this when this ladder doesn't work.
So White still Hanes. And this is a good Tsuji to learn, I think.
Yeah.
White clamps. And the reason why Black extends is because this side is important.
Yeah.
And when White clamps, there's actually no way for Black
to...
to...
So normally, if this donor stop or this is not necessarily good because I can just get outside. If you Atari, I'll just connect.
And I just extend out a million times. Right?
Yeah. But in this case, because this gap is so close, that when White gets the upper side, there is nothing to do.
There's not that much potential.
Yeah.
Right.
If you push us still. And we can see that because of the RG here, it actually creates something.
Yes, right. So Black can't even just let White push. But I think this is another...
Yeah. Nonetheless, Black still needs to connect.
Right, a slightly disappointing moment now we have. So in the game, Black extended.
Yeah.
And then when White captured...
And got the center.
As observers, we look at the win rates from I think Galaxy, right, and Spine Art,
Yeah.
And they all
Black lost 50 points for 50%.
Right, and I think at this point is when they all felt it was better for white.
Yeah.
And when white invades here, I think white was at about 60% after this.
Yeah, so after this, there's still maybe...
Yeah, there's still maybe 100 moves.
Yeah.
But I think at this point, we couldn't really see as much of a fight. But that opening, I think this is really... It was really amazing. Again, he really showed us what he's made of, I think.
Yeah, I think this is a really fascinating part, which shows how complicated and fine a local variation can be.
Right. And I think it really shows the reading skills of a world champion. You know?
Yeah.
He really gave that to us.
Yeah.
It was such a game to admire.
Yeah.
You know?
But it is also kind of pity that because Lee Sedol played so many nice moves here to almost fight down the AI.
Thoughts.
But at last he made two maybe at least simple mistakes, one here and one here.
Yeah, and then the game just is completely away. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we want to say a few more words about Lee Sedol's retirement in memory of Lee Sedol. Well, I think for me, Lee Sedol was a big figure for me when I was learning Go, and before I became a pro. And I remember when I was young, I didn't have a Go teacher, so all I did was I had different Go books that my dad bought for me. And one of them was a professional game record, and that book had a lot of Lee Sedol's games. And I think he was one of the pros he was one of the names I really began to like, because his style is so different and his reading is so strong. He just seemed unbeatable, at least from the records. So his name really, strikes to me. And although I've never had a game against him, unfortunately. Yeah. What about you? Do you have any?
So maybe I learned Go slightly earlier than you. So at my time, it was still the age of Lee Changho.
Right.
Yeah, so initially, Lee Sedol is not one of my favorites because he is the one who gradually challenged the position of Lee Changho and brought him down.
Right.
But,
Lee Sedol really reigned over Korea after Lee Changho. Right.
Yeah, but I mean, later on, it's like in the 2010s, I started to feel like there are fewer and fewer Go players with this kind of personality and exceptionally strong feeling and will of winning.
Right.
Yeah.
He is a character, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like every interview, he says something that surprises us.
Yeah.
But then when you think about it, maybe it does make sense. It's kind of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, pretty. That's a memory of our young ages.
Right, yeah. I think, that's part of the reason why we really wanted to make this video, is because Lee Sedol really reminds us of the times when we were learning Go. And when we were really young, we're looking at these pros who are so up there. They still are. But his retirement kind of awakens me. That we really need to get up there too.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
But I'm sure this will not be his last game though. Although he is now officially retired, he's not away with Go field. He will still teach and...
Right, and that's what we really like to see as well, right?
Yeah.
Although this is his last official competition, he'll definitely be with us when he will teach. He will also hopefully provide some of his thoughts on future games and maybe some of his own games as well. So that concludes our 3-game series between Lee Sedol 9th Professional and Handol the AI in memory of Lee Sedol's retirement. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give us a like, and if you have any questions, be sure to leave it in the comments, and you can follow our socials in the links below. My name is Ryan.
My name is Filippo. Thank you for watching the series.
And we will see you next time.